Good evening. Welcome everyone to Satsang. So we're going to start off tonight with 30 minutes of chanting together. And we're going to chant in two different ways tonight. We're going to start off all chanting congregationally, starting in the blue book, which hopefully you picked up at the door. There are 7 prayers on pages 9 through 11 that we always open with. So we'll chant those together. And then we'll go into a mantra on, there should have been a little white slip of paper in the blue book. And the first mantra at the top is Om Hum Hanumate Namaha. That's the first mantra that we'll all chant all together. And yes, and you can listen as much as you need to in order to hear the melody. If you want to just listen the whole time and soak in the vibration, you're welcome to. Just join in whenever you feel moved. And then we'll move into the second mantra on that little white sheet. It's called the Maha Mantra, or the Hare Krishna mantra, and that will be call and response. But both of these mantras that we're doing tonight are especially powerful for bringing us deeper into the heart. So the first mantra, Om Hum Hanumate Namaha, is a prayer to Hanuman, who is representative of the highest devotion or devotional potential that we all have within us, whether it's devotion to a form of the divine or a form of guru, or even devotion to uncovering the true self, and devotion to learning how to trust our own heart and listen deeply to our own heart. And then the second mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, is a kind of a play. It's a dance between the feminine and masculine aspects of divinity. So the word Hare, which is the word you'll see most often in that mantra, is representative of the divine feminine. And then Krishna and Rama are different aspects of the divine masculine. And it's within the embrace of those two that the soul sits. It's within the love that is shared back and forth between the two where we find shelter and rest. So please sink deep into this practice tonight, and we hope you come out feeling uplifted and rejuvenated.
Gurum Tam Namami. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Twameva Mata Cha Pita Twameva Twameva Bandhusha Sakha Twameva Twameva Vidya Dravinam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva.
Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Together. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Such a beautiful vibration. It's difficult to move on with the rest of the evening program. Thank you, Lila, Shakti, Mayi, and your merry band of 9 blissful yogis. It was a wonderful kirtan. Thank you all so much.
Surya, Kali, Snehan, Meenakshi Devi, Sienna, Layla, Tom back here, and Nathaniel. Jai.
As I walked in this evening, I thought, I saw so many people up there, I thought I must have entered the wrong end of the building. Lucky Dar Sangha was up there. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our evening program. It's so wonderful to see so many of you visiting Satchidananda Ashram, our guests, our residents, our program participants. And though we can't see you, we receive your beautiful vibrations of those of you who are streaming in from far and near. So it's really a beautiful full house for us this evening. And Sri Swami Satchidananda always used to say to us, "You people think you're the only ones in the room." He said, if you had the eyes to see, you would see the room is filled with those spiritual beings who are here to receive satsang and to contribute to it. And that's what we are here for this evening, satsang, seekers of truth. So you, this evening, are the sangha. And together we will draw on our speakers, on Sri Gurudev's teachings through the video and our prayers, many different ways to really evoke that spiritual truth and just bathe ourselves in the light of that. Speaking of which, we will begin the evening program with light. So if you will please stand. What we are doing at this point is we are going to invoke the spiritual presence of our Sri Gurudev and our Param Guru, Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj, and the blessings of all the saints and sages from the various traditions whose photographs hang high on the wall. So we will open with prayers for world peace, and those can be found on your yellow handout sheets. Auspiciousness be unto all, perfect peace be unto all, fullness be unto all, prosperity be unto all, happiness be unto all, perfect health be unto all. May all see good in everyone. May all be free from suffering. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You may be seated. We are very blessed that when Sri Gurudev arrived in 1966 to America at the invitation of a bunch of wild and crazy and creative Americans, and when he began to share these beautiful teachings with all who gathered around him, someone had the foresight, this has got to be recorded. And so over the years, that's what we did. Starting in '69, I think might be our earliest recordings. And we went from reel-to-reel tape to cassette tapes to DVDs, CDs, and now we're up to all kinds of new age digital technology trying to care for and preserve these teachings. And what we have is a beautiful archive of videos of Sri Gurudev, which we have worked very hard to preserve. At one point, we had an engineer, because on certain forms of tape, after a while, the image begins to just flick off because the tape dries. So we had an engineer from New Jersey tell us, you have to put it in a microwave and bake it for 2 minutes, and then you get one pass, and that's it. You better transfer it. And we did that a couple times, but only in New Jersey would somebody come up with something like that. But we have been able to preserve these beautiful archives, and that is what we would like to share with you this evening as soon as someone opens the curtain. Yoga as a way of life.
There is a confusion in me of how I can continue what I am learning here without also having to change my working everyday life. There is a confusion in me of how I can continue what I am learning here without also having to change my working everyday life. Well, it depends upon what sort of work you do and how you want to continue the retreat at home. You don't need to do the same thing what you are doing here. Same timing may not be possible. But the ideals are to be kept in mind and adapt in your own life. Prepare a schedule for yourself. If you have to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, all right, have just a little bit, half an hour meditation or 10 minutes meditation, 10 minutes asana, pranayama. You can just start in it. And when you come back in the evening, you can do. If you are a night watchman, if you are going to stay out the whole night, you have to come and sleep a little. So for the others, evening will be your morning. So switch over. So don't just be trying to live up to the letter, but take the spirit. Adjust any way that is possible for you within your area, within your work. But if your work itself is something totally against yogic principles, as I said the other day, suppose you are in a factory where they produce smoke, cigarettes. Then for the sake of the money, you are contributing something poisonous. That doesn't mean I should say immediately you quit and go to some other, be without any job, look for welfare. Maybe keep in mind, look for other opportunities, work for a few months here. When you get another opportunity, as soon as possible, leave this and go there. Within that few months, if you have by any chance acquired any sin, I will take it. Yeah. Because, Swami said, I should not be continuing. Then what would you do? You drop that and you don't have anything immediately. Then you will be here, neither here nor there. So take it easy. Don't try to be divine overnight. We can still go a little slowly. Use your common sense. Is one morally wrong if he or she does not live a yogic way of life? Yes, morally wrong. Why? You won't be happy, you won't be peaceful. But if you want to be unhappy, restless, go ahead, do it. It's not wrong then, because that's what you want. But I haven't heard or seen anybody who want to be unhappy. Yogic way of life means living a happy life always. If you want to live a happy and peaceful life and give that peace and happiness to others, then you have to follow some of these principles which we present in the name of yoga. What does Hari Om mean? They don't mean much, but they have a purpose. I say they don't mean much, that means they mean something. Yeah, a little diplomatic answer. Because Om more or less represents the sound of the cosmic vibration. The spoken sound of the cosmic vibration is Om. Or in other words, the very first expression of the unmanifested essence, which you call God, is the sound similar to Om. But when you want to express it, you just say Om. It's not even Om then. It is That's why it's called Pranava. Pranava means the one that hums. It's a hum. But you write it as Om because Om has a little more all-embracive meaning. Because there are three important syllables. A, U, M. A, U, Ma. A is the beginning of the sound. U is the continuation of the sound. M is the end of the sound. That's why almost every language begins with this first letter A. That is the easiest language. Simply open the mouth and produce a sound, A. And again it is at the very throat, the base of the tongue. And then when you say oo, from the throat, it rolls to the tip of the tongue. Ooh. So that sound is produced as A and it is continued as ooh. And then it is put to an end by So the beginning, continuation and the end, all the three you see in A, U, when you put together and say that Aum. The A and U can easily be O. So it's Om. But it is written and pronounced, but the real vibration is That is the sound which was with God, according to Bible. And that the very same sound is expressed as Amen, Ameen, in other faiths also. Little difference, but they all mean the same thing. And then the Hari is another sound formula to kindle up that vibration in you. Because the God in you means the vibration, the hum is in you already. You have to lift it up so that you can recognize it. So to lift up that sound, you add the other syllables. Hari. Ha gives a nice jerk at the navel pit. Ri lifts you up. Hari Om. If you say that well, Hari Om. You begin here and you can even feel the throbbing here. So you literally lifted it. I have aroused somebody's vibration. You literally lift the vibration up and then allow it to go through the antenna up. You are transmitting or you are receiving the communication with the cosmic sound. So you lift up your sound and link with the cosmic sound. That's why these are all antennas. Like the television antenna, all your hairs are television antenna. Yeah. And then the vibration should go up. It will grow. That has another significance, yes. So that's why those who learn to communicate with God are said to have opened the higher opening here, the opening towards heaven. That's why in some of the religions, the high priests have a small section shaved. You know that? That means they are supposed to have opened the gap here. And then they are constantly in communication with higher. The higher vibration passes through here and they meet there. We had that communication originally when we were babies. That's why there was a little opening here when you were a baby. You know that? Huh? Many of you don't even know. Gently try to put your finger on the head of a baby, a little baby, and you see a small hole covered with a thin skin, but don't press it too deep. Yeah. Hmm? And you can see the throbbing also there. That is the communication with God, and this is the communication with the mother, the navel pit. That's where you get all communication from your mother, and this is where from your father. That's why the spine is very important, the channel. Does it make some sense now? Yeah, when we don't say all these things, they say it's all nonsense. Huh? But when we say this, oh, it makes sense and I see the essence. Huh? But don't try to open it by force. Huh? More? Although I do asanas regularly, I am getting arthritic in my joints. What can I do to help relieve pain and keep it from progressing? P.S. I love you. Great. Good. Yes. You simply say, although I do asana regularly, but that alone is not enough. That is where we say, have dietetic restriction. Arthritis is not caused because you didn't do asana. Huh? The cause of arthritis is the deposits of the toxins, the uric acid and things like that, from your diet, from what you eat and what you drink. So you should be careful about your diet. At the same time, the existing deposits also should be eliminated. So fasting will be helpful. More of warmth giving massages, very good sun baths, steam bath, sauna, such things. Drink plenty of water to flush it. So side by side, these are all certain natural methods to get rid of arthritis. It depends upon how much the deposit is. It would take some time. Proper exercises. If you can't exercise, massages. Try to perspire more. Drink more water. Don't put any more toxins through your food and liquids. Then do breathing and asana. Then it will be a real remedy and it will certainly cure you. There's no doubt many have got rid of that. So asana alone is not enough. Is there any disagreement about the nature of reality between Zen Buddhists and yogis? No, there's no difference at all. There's no disagreement. There are only different type of expressions or presentations. Who asked this question? Yeah. What does the Zen Buddhist say about the nature of reality?
There's a lot of change, but there's one thing constant.
One?
The only constant is change.
The only constant is
Change. Not, you don't just say that, but you look at things.
Say that again. I still try to get what.
You see things in the world, the only constant is change.
Only, yes, there is always change. Yes, but there must be something to change. Is it not so? If there is nothing to change. So there is something that changes constantly. That is what we say also. There is something. But that something, if it remains as something, even the word something is not correct. Literally we cannot say what it is, but there is. It's not as a little something. The essence is there. But you cannot see it, you cannot use it, it's of no use to anything. So it gives room for changes. Like the same vibration gets into different densities. So that change is unreal, but the essence is real. That is what Sunyam they sometimes say. Sunyam is nothing. We also say, yes, there is nothing. God is nothing. And everything also. So if there is really nothing, then how can you see everything? So it is nothing and everything. And it is very difficult to recognize the nothing without going through something. You have to go the other way to the very source, because that is what you see now. You see the change, so make use of the change and go to the very core. You are already in the arc, on the rim of the wheel. The wheel is rotating, and you are also rotating. So gradually find out a spoke, and then crawl down towards the very core. Once you go to the very core and sit on the axle, then still the wheel rotates, you remain there. So it all depends upon in which part of the wheel you are. So we go from the changing world to understand the unchanging principle. So they all mean the same. After all, Zen is the teachings of Buddha. Buddha also was a Hindu in a way. He presented the idea in a little different way because very many ideas were misunderstood and misinterpreted by the so-called Hindus themselves. So he wanted to clarify everything. That's why he didn't even bring God much. He said, don't talk about God, there's no use of talking about it. That doesn't mean that he denied. He didn't want to talk about God. Why? Because it's not something that could be talked of. It's something like we are all trying to talk about sleep, wasting sleepless nights. Still nobody could understand what sleep is unless you sleep. So instead of talking about sleep, we can talk about how to get into sleep. How to prepare yourself for a good sleep. That can be talked, is it not so? Go work hard, do some nice karma yoga. And then get tired, get hungry, eat something. Go and have a good wash. Eat something light. And then prepare a soft bed, not too soft, too hot. And if it is chilly weather, have some blankets. Put some nice soft music. Not a rock and roll. If you put rock and roll, then the whole bed will be rocking and rolling. So we can tell you all that and then lie down. Don't worry about anything of tomorrow. Tomorrow is not in your hands. Don't make plans for tomorrow. When you wake up, you can do something. Now you are tired of the day's work, you are going to sleep. That's why you are in the bed. Tell your mind that, and then just lie down and relax. Simply put your mind to the music. If we don't have enough money to buy a hi-fi, there is a music going on with the breath. Listen to the music. Just observe the breath going in and out. That has a music of its own. Just lie down. In a few minutes, you will just be in deep sleep. In a few minutes, I'll be in deep sleep. Then what will happen? Could you tell me that? Sorry, you will know it what it is. That's what God is. He again, in his Four Noble Truths and 8 Commandments and Dasa Silas, he also talked about moral life, character building, ethical perfection, right thinking, mindfulness, concentration, meditation, maitri, karuna, mudita, upeksha, friendliness, compassion. See, they're all part of the commandments. If you follow all these things and meditate on what you are doing, he never asked you always to sit and meditate for 10 hours or 8 hours. No. Meditate on what you are doing. With mindfulness, do your acts. He never asked you to sit on a cushion for 8 hours. In that case, everybody can become Zen monks. Who is to feed whom then? We can all sit and meditate for 8 hours. When the bell rings, there will be nothing in the kitchen. You should be practical also. He never said that. Lead your life, but do everything in a meditative way. That is what Zen meditation means. Constant meditation, not sitting, as the other friend said. Meditate on everything. When you eat, meditate on your eating. Don't talk business. When you digest, digest it well. When you sleep, sleep. When you go to the toilet, go and do that job. That's meditation. Often I say people, if you have constipation, that means you have lack of concentration in the toilet room. Yeah. Because you go there with bundles of newspapers, packets of cigarettes, and then you forget why you are there and you keep on reading the news. All of a sudden you jump up, go and open the radio. Or go to the office and complain, I'm a little constipated today. One thing at a time. In the toilet you are going for a particular job, do that job well. Close your eyes and think of it. Think of your large intestines, the ascending colon, transverse, descending. You can command them. Yes, tell them, hey, come on, move. They are ready to listen to you. You are the master, know that. Every limb, every piece of your body, every inch of your body is ready to act according to your commandment. But you don't exercise your mastery. Because you don't even concentrate on that. So if you sit and concentrate, it will be a successful evacuation. Yes. No constipation. See? Concentration, meditation goes even into the toilet room. And that is what is yoga. Yes, that's what we mean. Everything must be in the perfect way. One-pointed, and that too done with proper motive. Do it well with good motive. 2 points, keep it. What is the motive? Selfless. For the benefit of others. For the benefit of the entire humanity. That should be the motive, and do it well. If it is for the benefit of the humanity, why should I work so hard? There comes the next, do it well. Do your job perfectly. Karmasya Kaushalam is yoga.
Jai. And there you see the greatness of Swami Satchidananda. He taught his children, those who came into his company, about the most basic aspect of life, There was nothing he wouldn't discuss with us if we were dealing with various troubles from the mind or the body. And yet, he could then take us to the highest states of awareness to transcend those bodies and minds. He said, but before you can transcend them, you have to get them into a good, healthy state so that calmness will come. But that greatness of which he teaches us and taught us, all of his students in the early days, is do your work and do it well, but do it selflessly. And it was that kind of consciousness and awareness that got him to have permanent residence in the United States of America. Because when he went for his visa, the judge asked him, why should I give you people a visa? What, you are some sort of Swami, holy person. We have plenty of holy people here in America. What will you do different than all of the other teachings that we have already in our culture? And Gurudev said, oh, not too much. But, he said, the premise that I will teach my children is that whenever they go into a public place, particularly a public bathroom, they will leave it cleaner than what they found it. And we all still do that. So that's the greatness of his teachings, you know, whether we're cleaning the altar to do a puja service or whether we're cleaning the toilet to have a karma yoga job done well. That's the teachings of integral yoga. So we are so fortunate that we have a good example of his teachings in our guest speaker tonight. It is a joy for me to welcome our brother Michael Hrideya Plasha back to Satchidananda Ashram Yogaville. He's one of my very favorite people, my beloved brother. Like, we've studied some things together. And one thing to know is that Michael started in 1971 studying the classical forms of yoga. And for over 20 years, he directed a yoga institute in Erie, Pennsylvania, a very successful one. And even though it was successful in serving many people, at one point he and his family thought, it's awfully cold up here. We really need to look for a warmer climate. So they traveled around a bit, and then they moved through Savannah, Georgia, and they were home. And so that is where Michael has started his second yoga studio, and I really encourage you to look at his website, Plasha Yoga, Plashayoga, all one word, .com, and to see the beautiful layout of the many services that he offers. Michael is certified in various schools of Hatha Yoga and Raja Yoga, in yoga for heart disease, yoga for cancer, Ayurveda and yoga, and prenatal yoga. He also went deeply into the study of mindfulness and meditation. He was at the Kenzo Meditation Center in Erie, Pennsylvania, where he both studied and taught. He has studied the practices of several great masters, including Swami Satchidananda, Swami Dayananda, Swami Chidvil Asanananda, Roshi Philip Capallo, Roshi John Dido Lori, Dr. David Frawley, and T.K.V. Desikacharya, just to name a few. So he continues to do his great yoga work. He offers workshops to the general public, to teacher trainings. He speaks at conferences, schools, and spiritual centers. And this evening, Michael will speak to us on mindfulness as a yoga practice. Please welcome Hrideya Yoga.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. And whenever I return to Yogaville, maybe once a year, once every couple years, I always feel that as soon as I pull into the parking lot, it's just a big hug. Just a big hug of energy, of people. When I look at you two, not everyone knows this, but this wonderful trinity of Matajis, I was so grateful to be with in India 21 years ago, maybe, 3 years ago, for a 3-week tour of temple towns, ashrams. I was swimming in the Bay of Bengal with these 3 lovelies. How grateful I am. And our tour guide, who became known pretty quickly, about day 3 maybe, as the Madcap Swami. I've never been with a tour guide who is so enthusiastic as this lovely creature. And we are in Savannah now. I don't have a studio anymore. I felt complete with that in Erie after 25 years. And I was open to what am I going to be called to do next in this next part of my life. And right now, I just teach a weekly yoga therapy class at a drug alcohol treatment clinic. And I've become a history tour guide, of all things. And now I'm the madcap yogi, leading people through the historic districts of Savannah, Georgia. And it's been a real pleasure. So I'm just going to put my little reminder about our timing here. So part of my dharma here. All right. Mindfulness. Swami Satchidananda reminded me of the power of mindfulness just now, and the power of being healthy, being clean. And in Taoist meditations, they have this beautiful meditation called the inner smile meditation. And part of that is you're visualizing every organ in your body smiling. And when I teach that, at the end of it, I like to say to people, if you can wake up in the morning, do this meditation, and visualize your colon smiling, you're going to have a really good day. And I really feel that it does help. Now, the talk is tonight, mindfulness as a lifestyle and mindfulness as a yoga practice. Now, at lunch today, Mataji was sharing some quotes. And one of the quotes she shared that really jumped out at me was, "Art is the way to make order out of chaos," by Gore Vidal. And it really connected with how I want to start this. So this is a partial disclosure. A full disclosure, we'd be here a really long time. So a partial disclosure is that I was doing some meditation and yoga in my late teens when I was in college. I graduate from college. I'm 23 years of age. I get married. I have 5 children in 7 years. I'll repeat that. 5 children in 7 years. So by the time I'm 30 years of age, I've got 5 kids. I have a full-time job. I'm not practicing yoga every day anymore. I was lucky to fit in 15 to 30 minutes of meditation in the morning if I had a good night's sleep. I loved what he just said about sleep. It's so important for me. And if I got a good night's sleep, I was able to wake up about a half an hour before I knew the kids would be waking up. And I could squeeze that in. And that was my sadhana. However, during this time, I discovered mindfulness as a lifestyle practice because I was living in chaos. 5 kids. I call it the householder sadhana on steroids. It was a bit of a blur. And what helped tether me to some sense of being grounded and clear, sane, was in mindfulness, we can practice it in each moment. I could practice it while changing diapers. I could practice it while giving a baby a bath. I could practice it making food. And that really, really was helpful to me. So mindfulness can be a lifeline to embodied awareness. One of the basic practices I've been sharing over this weekend is 4 positions. Just being aware, I'm standing, or I am sitting, or I am lying down, or I am walking. For me, that tethers me to get out of my head into my body, embodied awareness. That's so important if we're really in the midst of chaos. It's a center. The still point in the turning world, as T.S. Eliot once called it. If you're not real familiar with mindfulness, I'll share a few quotes with you. Some different ways of understanding it. This is from John Kabat-Zinn, who's really popularized mindfulness in our culture and started mindfulness-based stress reduction in BSR. He once said, paying attention in the present moment in a specific way without judgment is mindfulness. Sylvia Boorstein, an excellent American mindfulness teacher, once said, awake attention to what is happening inside and outside so that we can respond from a place of wisdom is mindfulness. The wonderful teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, known as Thai by his devotees, once said, I like to define mindfulness as the energy that helps us to be there 100%, the energy of our true presence. My favorite one is from an 11-year-old boy who had finished a mindfulness training in school. He defined mindfulness as, it is not hitting someone in the mouth. I love that. So mindfulness can give us the tools to be aware of our internal reaction to external stressors. And the more we cultivate that, the easier it gets. Dr. Dean Ornish, a huge student of Swami Satchidananda's teachings, he has been in Yogaville in the past, he said it's growing your fuse, that fuse, right? So when I was in my 20s, my fuse was short. And it would be easy for me to go from 0 to 60, as we like to say now. With the tools of mindfulness, the fuse gets longer. We might get triggered by something, but maybe we're putting now at maybe 10 miles an hour, and we can catch it much more quickly. And so then we can come from a place of being grounded and being responsive instead of reactive. A nice definition of responsibility is the ability to respond, not to react. Now, we know there's lots of scientific, empirically supported benefits of a daily practice of mindfulness over time. And this can be helpful if we need some inspiration and the science behind this. So some of the benefits include reduced rumination or dwelling on the past, which can lead to depression, reduction in stress, especially reducing anxiety from worrying about the future. It can be a boost to working memory. Yay. In fact, mindfulness, if we're really practicing it and we're listening intently and carefully in whatever situation we're in, we remember that information a lot better. It helps to improve focused attention. Swami Satchidananda talked about one-pointedness. There's less emotional reactivity. It improves emotional regulation. There's more cognitive flexibility. Geez, I used to think flexibility only came from asanas. Cognitive flexibility, I think, maybe is underrated. And it can improve relationship satisfaction because of the compassion that comes from mindfulness. It's a strategy for ADHD, drug addiction, and chronic pain. It's a useful tool. Now, the art of mindfulness as a lifestyle, we tend to think of art, and probably Gore Vidal thought of it this way, as creating some art, music, writing, fine art, etc. However, this wonderful, infinite, unbounded creative energy that we've all been given in individual expression, one way we manifest that is how we live our lives. And the creativity that we demonstrate when it comes to anything in our lives, including raising children. So whatever formal practices we do, then we can take that, the insight that comes from that, and apply it from moment to moment, because we've deeply ingrained, deeply remembered the teachings through the formal practice, which then helps us to be more mindful throughout the day. And then this can lead not only to application, but more creativity in whatever dharma we have. It also helps to feed our intuition, as all meditation styles will do that. So even if we think that, oh, I don't have time to meditate every day, I don't have a time for yoga postures, for example. Again, I can just only echo what the master said there about if you have 5 minutes, if you have 10 minutes, be creative with that. And ultimately, as we're present in each moment, listening deeply from a heart of spaciousness, that's our practice. Now, let me just check on my timing here. Okay. So I'd like to make a little segue into mindfulness as a yoga practice. One of my teachers here in Integral Yoga, Swami Ramananda, at least this is where I heard it initially, was from him, is that life gets so busy, it contributes to the dis-ease of busyness, which leads to a lot of stress. Mindfulness is a way to monitor that, to balance it, to slow things down as needed. It can be hard to slow down, right? That can be a challenge. I think that's why the most popular forms of Hatha Yoga today are vinyasas and faster flows. It can be hard to slow down. The Hatha style that I learned here, that I've taught for a long time, that I got to experience yesterday by a great teacher here, is a way to slow down. But that can be hard for folks. And that's not even having a seated meditation practice. You want to fail with a yoga studio in America? The recipe for disaster is we'll offer an hour of meditation 3 times a day. $10 a class. No one's going to come to that. Very few people. I tried some of these things. A noon meditation for a half an hour, a freebie. No one would show up. I taught vigorous flow. A lot of people would show up for that based on Ashtanga vinyasa. But I mostly taught integral yoga, hatha 1 and 2. And that met some people more than halfway in terms of that ability to slow down. But some people were not, ready for that. It wasn't fast enough for them. It was too hard. Or during yoga nidra, they would get up and leave. Or during pranayama, they would get up and leave. It required too much concentration. It was just too much, So some practices that I was pretty successful with in my studio. I always offered a weekly restorative yoga class for, since 1998, I was doing that. And what I did, I was sneaky in that I integrated the 4 foundations of mindfulness during the restorative class. And I did it in a sequential way. So they would get in a posture, and they would be in it for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Real comfortable. Some of the men, it was very attractive to men, this class. And these were type A guys. I had contractors, I had doctors, I had attorneys, I had builders. And I would say 75% of the class was men. And the challenge with them was not falling asleep. And I had a lot of fun with them, trying to keep them awake. I had various devices. I had a small gong, I would walk around the room. And I would teach the first foundation of mindfulness, which is mindfulness of breathing. And then perhaps counting the breath. They'd finish, I'd ring a little bell, we'd go into the next posture, then I would teach mindfulness of sensations, and essentially do a body scan while they were in that particular pose for about 20 minutes. They'd come out of it. Next one was mindfulness of the mind in a general way, same kind of process. Last one, mindfulness of mental formations, and teaching some insight, meditation, or vipassana techniques with that. And then I would bring them out of that. So that was my way of teaching meditation, but opening the door to that experience through basically the marketing of you're going to reduce a lot of stress by taking this really gentle, calm, relaxing, restorative yoga class. And I'm happy to see that restorative yoga might be in studios around the country, like in Savannah and Erie, and like a weekly class for folks who want that. And another good, I think, practice for mindfulness and related to yoga, there's my little reminder. Ooh, that was loud. Is yin yoga. Some of you are probably fans of yin yoga, and they incorporate some Taoist philosophy, also a lot of mindfulness, and that's how I would teach it. Mindfulness of sensations. What am I feeling? Where am I feeling in the body? What am I feeling in my big toes right now? Alignment-based hatha yoga can be helpful as a starting point, the specificity of what's happening in the body. The famous yoga teacher P.K.S. Iyengar once said, "How can I know God if I don't know what's going on in my big toe?" There's a lot of wisdom to that. So alignment-based can be helpful, can be a doorway in to it. And of course, meditation is helpful. Hatha 1, Hatha 2 here, Hatha 3, the way it's designed, can be also a way to practice mindfulness. And what I mean by that is just being aware of what you're feeling in the body and having beginner's mind. Not going, if we go into postures in the context of, I know what this posture is. I've done it 1,000 times. I know what it is. I don't even need to hear someone direct me. I just know it. Well, we can be on automatic pilot, and mindfulness takes us off of automatic pilot, whatever is going on in our lives. Have you ever driven in a car from point A to B, and you get to point B, and you're like, how the heck did I get here? Because we were driving in our minds. racing to the future, racing to the past, but we weren't here now. Thank God for automatic pilot in that context, right? However, automatic pilot robs us from a deeper experience of ourselves. So if I'm in a posture and I'm in my head with it, I'm really not in the posture. If we're really feeling the energy of the posture, feeling the sensations of the posture, and at some magical moment we feel the posture is doing us, then that's an experience of mindfulness, just like life. All right, I'm going to wrap it up on that. And do we have any time for Q&A? How many minutes do we have, dear?
7.5.
Whoa. Well, I hope somebody has at least one juicy question. Or I can ramble on a little bit more if you like. But yeah, any questions? How about I ask you a question? And I would love hearing some of you share. How do you practice mindfulness in your daily life? What does that mean for you? How do you apply it? What's that look like for you? Anyone want to share? Yes, thank you. No texting while driving. And there's laws about that now. In the state of Georgia, we aren't supposed to hold our phone in the car. You can get busted for that. We are allowed to drive a car without shoes, though, in Georgia. That's interesting. You can be barefoot, just don't hold your phone. Who else would like? Yes.
So the street I live on was re-graveled, and it was really loose, so I had to drive down super slow so it didn't pick up a lot of dust for my neighbor who was working outside. And I realized that having to go 8 miles an hour slows me down so much that I felt like I was on like a safari ride. So then my street all of a sudden, especially with the trees in spring, just became so like vibrant and fresh and new because I had to go much more slowly down the road.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that connects a couple things with me. One is a practice I've been teaching this weekend called the stop practice, S-T-O-P. So it just basically means when we're really, busy in our day and we're doing our karma, our dharma, and whatever it is, just stop. Just stop for a moment. Take a few conscious, slow, deep breaths. Observe whatever it is you're feeling in your body. And then proceed with the rest of your day with that type of awareness. So in terms of driving, whenever we come to an intersection and there's a stop sign, that can be a reminder to stop, take a few breaths, observe what's happening in your body, and then continue. Anyone else would like to share something? Do some of you eat mindfully? I learned that a long time ago here in Yogaville. To chew your food slowly, mindfully, until it turns into liquid before you swallow it. That's a challenging one, right? But that's certainly a practice in mindfulness. And when we can do that, not only does the food taste more, or we're more observant of the taste, like a wine tasting. Now I know, this is Yogaville, so there's probably not wine tastings here on a regular basis, but, I don't know what's going on out there. So part of that, I used to teach yoga in a vineyard up in Erie at a winery. And so we would do yoga in the vineyard. It was really cool. We'd be surrounded by grapes hanging, all of that, and the smell. It was a great place for mindfulness. And then we would go in, and basically then I would direct them on how to have some wine in a mindful way and noting the different tastes. You know, they'll say that a lot of times, well, this tastes like apple or leather or whatever. So similarly with food, same thing. And I think mindfulness can increase our sense acuity. So you had mentioned, like, when you slowed down and felt like you were in a safari, things became more vibrant. Did I hear that correctly? Yeah. So, you know, back in the day, some of us would get high to enhance our sensory awareness. Or in some cases, some of us back in the day would take some LSD or a magic mushroom, and you would stare at a flower for like 3 hours. Whoa, look at that, you know? Mindfulness reminds me of, like, I've raised quite a few kids in my life, you know, so the 5, that's not the end of the story. I remarried, we adopted 2 more. And I have a almost 16-year-old we adopted from Ethiopia, and a 21-year-old. In fact, Ramananda came to our home to do a yogic baptism for Saul, he's 21. And so whenever I've been around young children, and I'm sure some of you have, what I love about young children, 2, 3, 4-year-olds, they are so in tune with everything. You know, it's like we're born mindful, and then we get lost in our heads. And now with technology, kids are getting lost quicker. But it's so delightful. You walk out the door with a 4-year-old, and it's like they're on an LSD trip. You know, they're like, whoa, look at that bug, Daddy. You know, don't go, come back. Let's get down on our hands and knees and look at this. Look at the colors of the bug. You know, usually I'm not even seeing the bug because I'm just zipping along, right? But mindfulness helps us to slow down. Any last comments or anything you'd like to share? Yeah.
I'm holding this tambourine that I played on stage earlier, and I felt that it kind of played me tonight. And I'm thinking, like, there was a really ecstatic moment toward the end, and then there was just a pause, and that was like a measure ahead. How did I know? How did we know? But that was magical, and it was intuitive, and it was ahead of time. So I'm reveling in that, and also, I guess I was aware of that, but also I could have lost myself in it. And if I had lost myself, would that be absent-minded, or would that have been mindless?
What do you feel it was for you? It sounds like you already know that the tambourine was playing you.
The word union comes to mind.
You know, one saying in this tradition was that I heard from a musician, Paul Winter, one time in a concert, was lose your mind and come to your senses. Lose your mind, come to your senses. Or lose your mind and play your tambourine. So I'm just going to finish with, if you haven't integrated this practice, you can do the stop practice. You can tune into the senses. So one thing we've been doing this weekend is when we're outside, and this can be really good for anxiety, and there's some good science about this. A lot of therapists are teaching this now, is that just be aware of like 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things that you can touch or can touch you, like the air on your skin, for example, sweat on your back, so, like that. A couple things you can taste. So you don't have to get rigid with the numbers. It'll depend on what's going on with sounds and sights and all of that. But I love doing that because it gets me out of my head and more into my body. So walking down to Lotus today, That was one of the things that I was doing. Otherwise, oh my gosh, I would start thinking about what I'm going to say at Satsang tonight, and oh, Lord above, and these folks have heard everything, and what can I contribute to this? And oh me, and oh my, and oh, now I tripped on a root because I wasn't in my body. Okay, let's come back to the body, back to earth, and back to what do I actually see on the trail. I think I'll just end with that. Good luck, everybody. Namaste.
So if you're thinking about going to India, take him with you. Give you a few announcements as we're setting up for our closing Arati. Tomorrow, we would ask all of our visitors to check the screens and the whiteboards for the schedule for meditation, Hatha Yoga, and Puja. And a puja service is offered every day at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Mahasamadhi Shrine of Sri Swami Satchidananda. And it's a brief service, just about a half an hour, and it's so beautiful. It's something, in that short time, the whole hall is filled with chanting and with prayers, with fragrance, with flowers, and it's just a lovely way to have, you will be very mindful if you come to a puja. It's really such a lovely way we go each day to pay our respects and honor our teacher, our guru, and, but it's just a beautiful experience, and I hope that you will make some time during your visit here to join us one morning at 8 o'clock. Next week, we have a beautiful opportunity to honor fathers. And our speaker is one of Yogaville's loving fathers, Avi Gordon. So he will be giving satsang tomorrow on next Saturday night. And Sunday morning, we're changing our puja. Instead of having it at the regular 8 o'clock time, it's going to be a puja to honor the service that fathers give to this world. And so we've invited all of Yogaville's fathers to come to this special service, and we encourage them to bring their children and their wives in proof that indeed they are fathers. But it's really a time that we want to come together and honor what Sri Gurudev is for many of us, our spiritual father, and all of the fathers here you see trying to bring their children grow up in a natural environment and a yogic environment. So we hope that if you're here next week, you will join us for that also. And just to let you know, if you can't be in Yogaville next week, you are able to join these satsangs through streaming Vimeo, and vimeo.com/Yogaville. Go there and you'll pop right into the room and be there with us. And I would like to acknowledge that today is the blessed birthday of one of our senior yoga members here in Satchidananda Ashram. He's an ashram cook. He's been a gardener, a potter, a successful businessman, a husband, and a father, and that's our beloved Ganesh McIsaac, and he's the one who prepared your lunch for you today. So if you see a sort of red-haired Irishman walking around, that's Ganesh, and he just had a beautiful birthday today. And I would like to take a moment to introduce you to two guests. There are two ladies here, one whom I've just met, and one who I've known for a long time, and they are two lovely ladies who came to America many, many, many years ago as they were fleeing conflicts in their mother country. They have been here. They've raised their children here. They've contributed to this beautiful culture. And they are ladies who work for the Voice of America. And so not only have they grown in love of this country, but they're sending that word out throughout the world to let people know that even in the midst of all the chaos right now, that this really is a very great country, and there is opportunity to people to come and grow and fulfill their, not only their worldly desires, but their spiritual ones. So this is Afsani, who's, please stand up. She came and took the light program in 2016 and came back and did another month of it in 2023. And her friend Hamida, who's currently here visiting for the first time. Thank you both for being here with us. Om Shanti. Okay, we will now move. If we begin an evening with light, you should always close the evening with light. And that's what we're about to do. We'll be having what's called an Arati, or an offering of light. And you will be, I think you still have your little yellow handouts, and on the back of the world is what's called the Jyoti chant. And we will chant that together through the Arati. There will be a light on the stage representing the cosmic light, and a human being representing the light that shines within all of us will be offering to that light. The light will first be offered here, then to each of the altars. It will be raised high, offered to the saints and sages, come back to the cosmic light, bells will ring, gongs will sound, and then it will be, he will bend down and offer that to each of you. And if you'd like, you can draw the light forward and have a little bath before you go to sleep tonight. Okay, so please stand for the chanting of the Jyoti chant. Om Jyoti 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 Swayam Jyoti 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 Padam Jyoti 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 Arul Jyoti 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 Shivam Vama Jyoti Soma Jyoti Vana Jyoti Jnana Jyoti Mahajyoti Yoga Jyoti Vata Jyoti Nara Jyoti Ema Jyoti Vyoma Jyoti Eru Jyoti Viru Jyoti Eka Jyoti Eka Jyoti Eka Jyoti Jyoti Light, O light of self-effulgence, light, O light of absoluteness, light, O light of gracefulness, light, O light of auspiciousness, light of Shiva, light of moon, light divine, light of wisdom, light of heaven, light of yoga, light of wind, light of sound, light, delight, light of water, rising light, vital light, the only light, the only light, give us light, O light of light. You may be seated. We'll do a few closing prayers. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritam Gamaya. Lead us from unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear of death to knowledge of immortality. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinau Patitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May God protect us, grant us wisdom's fruit. May we gain energy to know the truth. May our intellects grow clear and bright. May we cherish no ill feeling toward anyone. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. And may the light of truth overcome all darkness. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki. Thank you all very much for joining our satsang this evening. May your hearts be filled with peace and joy, faith and fearlessness. So please go and mindfully sleep tonight so you can mindfully get up and attend your workshops. And we really appreciate your good company at our satsang. Om Shanti.